Topical relevancy. In the keyword research section of the course, I ran through how you can find keywords to target, which range from carrying out standard keyword research or by reviewing your competition. Now, a lot of people would have carried out these keyword research processes, picked a keyword to target, they would have wrote some content targeting that specific keyword, and then tried to rank for it. For example, if you was a plumber in London, then you would most likely be targeting the keyword plumber London, and as a result, you would write some content on your website targeting the keyword plumber London. If you are operating in a niche that isn't that competitive, then 9 times out of 10, that is going to be absolutely fine. However, if you are operating in a more competitive niche, then you're going to want to do a little bit more than just chucking up a single page on your website going after that keyword. You see, to rank for competitive terms, you need to prove to Google that your site is related to that topic and not just that specific keyword. This is what we call topical relevancy. Just because you have one page on your website about that keyword, it does not mean that your site is related to that wider topic. When it comes to SEO, Google wants to return the best matched site to the users to result in the best user experience. As of course, if people have a good time using Google, then they're going to come back and use it again in the future. So if you have been struggling to rank your article on Google, one of your service pages, wherever it may be, it can be due to a lack of low topical relevancy. So let me give an example of just how powerful topical relevancy can be by using a client we used to work with. We used to work with a boxing authority site, authority meaning the site was very well established. It had tons and tons of pages on the site, all to do with boxing tips and training. Some examples would be best boxing defense strategies, boxing drills to help improve stamina. We had how to shadow box in 5 simple steps, how to generate more power in your punches. Literally the whole site was to do with boxing related topics. In addition to this, the site also had hundreds and hundreds of high quality referring domains, all linking to the website. This site was primarily monetized by the client selling his own products, which were boxing gloves and boxing bags. Anytime this client put out a boxing related piece of content, which was actually 3 times a week, we would optimize that piece of content and build a few backlinks to the article, and it would rank super easy. Literally within a couple of weeks of publishing whatever article it is we would put out that week, we was on the first page of Google. It was a dream come true every time we wanted to rank anything that had to do with boxing. But after time, we were starting to max out the boxing niche. We literally covered every single topic you can imagine to do with boxing. So the client wanted to expand and branch out and start selling protein supplements, which he thought would be a really good idea as protein is needed to repair muscles, which of course is beneficial to boxers who are training for long hours every single day. So our team wrote an article on the 5 best protein supplements. We optimized that article incredibly well. We built about 15 backlinks in total to that page. But this new page didn't even break onto the first 5 pages of Google for any protein supplement related keywords. The issue was the client was definitely an authority on boxing and training, but because he writes a single page about protein, it doesn't mean he can rank for that page. It would kind of be like a scuba diving school writing a single article about wakeboarding. There's no reason this school about scuba diving should have any reason to rank for wakeboarding. So how did we get over this? Well, what we done is we created 4 additional supporting articles, all related to protein. We added these 4 pages to the website to help establish more topical relevancy for the protein supplements landing page, and then we internal linked all of these supporting articles back to the main protein supplements page. So what result did this have to the client site? Well, let me go over to the client keyword tracker and I'll show you exactly how big of an impact this made. So as you can see, on April 2019, the client site was not found for this keyword whatsoever. That is because, of course, we didn't have any content on the site for this keyword. We then went ahead and published our piece of content and it came in at position 65. And of course, there are 10 results per page on Google. So this is roughly page 7 for this keyword. As soon as we went ahead and added our 4 pieces of supporting content, this client site jumped up from position 65 all the way up to position 2 in Google. And of course, this is in June 2019. Fast forward to 2021, which is the time I'm recording this video right now. You can see they're currently in position 1. Their site has not dropped whatsoever since we added the supporting content. So hopefully this just shows you just how impactful adding topically related supporting content can actually be when it comes to SEO. Just by creating additional content and adding it to the site, whilst referencing the main piece of content as a superior content, That was enough with Google to view the site as being topically related to both boxing and protein as well. There are two concepts which you need to follow to make sure you get this right. The first is you need to pick the right supporting article topics. As of course, if you pick the wrong supporting article topic, all you're going to do is confuse Google what your page is actually related to in terms of the broader topic. So how do you determine which is the correct supporting article topic? Well, there's two simple ways you can use if you go over to Google and just search for one of your keywords. So let's imagine you're targeting the keyword protein supplements. All you can do is carry out a search for that in Google, scroll to the bottom of the page, then as you can see, you've got this little option right here, related searches, and these are all different keywords which Google deems to be related to what you just searched for, which in my instance is protein supplements. So protein supplement pills, whey protein, best protein powder, vegan protein powder, these are all subtopics which are related to protein supplements. If you have access to SEMrush, then what you can also do is carry out a search for your main keyword. So once again, protein supplements. And then as you can see, we've got this big box right here. It has 3 different headings. We've got keyword variations, questions, and related keywords. So when it comes to using topics which are related, you can use any of the keywords you see under questions or related keywords. For example, what is protein powder? That is absolutely related to protein supplements. And of course, you can expand all of these options right here and see more and more keywords. But essentially, you can get tons and tons of ideas by using these SEO tools. You don't just have to use SEMrush. You can use another tool called Ahrefs, which is a really good option as well. So that's Ahrefs like so. If you just carry out a search for Ahrefs, you'll see it number 1 in Google. It's very similar to SEMrush in terms that it gives you lots of keyword ideas. The second concept which you need to follow is you need to be careful what pages you link to. So let's imagine we have the same example of our boxing site. We have all our supporting pieces of content talking about boxing related topics, best boxing defenses, how to shadow box, and so on. If you then go ahead and go into one of your supporting pieces of content, such as this one right here, best boxing defense strategies, then you go in and add an internal link to the best tasting protein powder, then all that's going to do is confuse Google to what this page is actually about. As of course, protein powder has no relation to best boxing defense strategies whatsoever, so you want to be super careful when it comes to internal links. Essentially, when you add an internal link on your website, what you are doing is telling Google that this page is similar to the page you are linking to. So definitely be careful to keep an eye on your internal links. A question I get asked all the time is how many supporting pieces of content should I create for my website? Well, unfortunately, when it comes to SEO, there isn't really any standard answer which applies to every single website out there, as of course it's going to be niche specific. So what you ideally want to do is review your competitors. So in our client's example, what we did was review the competition, see how many supporting pieces of content they had, linking back to the main page, and then what we did was simply go out and replicate that across to our client site too. However, to give you an answer which has a bit more context and substance, then what I would say you should do is you want to write enough supporting pieces of content until you cover the whole topic you are targeting. That is the best bit of advice I can give you when it comes to creating topically relevant supporting articles. If you cover the whole topic, then there's going to be no doubt whatsoever in the mind of Google that your site is relevant to the main topic, and thus Google is going to return your website to the users when they carry out a search for a keyword you are targeting. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you got a lot of value from it. And if you are struggling to rank on Google, then this could be the exact reason why. I'll see you in the next one.